Martin, a disappointing afternoon. What's your assessment of the game today?
That's the worst performance I've ever had as a Darlington manager in the 5.5 years I've been in charge.
I don't think I've ever known you have an inquest as long as this. It's lasted about half an hour with the players and another half an hour in your own changing room.
Yeah, we've had some very strong conversations in there, allowed the players to speak as well, and you know, myself and my staff have had a very long debrief, so it took a good hour to go through what we need to, but we have to. We all accountable for what happened today.
Are you satisfied with the attitude of one or two of the players out there today?
It's the first time I've ever questioned anybody within the club in 5.5 years about the desire, the hunger, what we're about. We weren't about today, and that is a very, very big concern.
There were times in the game when Quakers had some good possession but didn't really have enough of a cutting edge in the Shields penalty area. Is that fair?
I thought Shields were good over the 90 minutes. I thought they were good, but this is probably the first time the players have ever been questioned from the fans, and rightly so. So they should be questioned, as myself and my members of staff. And you know, in tough times, you've got to make sure that, you know, as people in professional situations, that you've got to be able to stand up and handle the pressure and deal with the pressure. And you know, you, as a manager, as a coaching staff, you can set your team up to go out and do this, that, and that, but you can't ask someone how to cross a ball. You can't ask somebody how to pass a ball. You can't ask somebody not to pick somebody up off a set piece. You tell them what to do. You coach them, but you cannot physically go ask them to do that. And that's about pressure and dealing with pressure. And as I said, it's the first time they've had to handle this type of pressure ever, and to be questioned as well.
You say that there's question marks posed of the players, if they don't come up with the right answers. Will that mean that you'll be bringing in new players possibly?
100%. Players will be leaving, players will be coming in, because at the end of the day, that's, we're here to get results, and you know, we've got to make change to go forward. And you know, we've had a strong conversation without giving too much away in there, and I won't tolerate this, because you know, my profession as a manager is getting questioned, and rightly so. And you know, that Martin Graham mentality of what Darlington's about wasn't there today, and that was a real worry, and I won't accept it, and I've got to do something about it, and I need to speak to the board of directors about what we're doing going forward.
If you want to bring in new players, then that'll mean investment probably, not just in the team but also in the club, to be able to sustain that.
Correct. You know, I'm not going to make excuses, but the truth is we need to talk about the truth, that we, you know, we threadbare. We need to see if there's any room to bring players in, because you know, we've got 16-year-old kids on the bench today, 17-year-old kids on the bench today. Now at this level, you wouldn't see your Salfords, your Harrogates, your Chorleys, the teams at the top end with babies on the bench, and I'm looking around and thinking, well, it's unfair on them. So we need to get back. If you look at our first 4 games of the season, the back four's changed completely. We picked up 10 points. So, you know, the reason why we picked up 10 points out of 12 was because we had our strongest back forward. We've lost that. But there's no room for excuse for lack of desire, lack of passion, being brave on the ball, being brave off the ball. And I've seen 1 or 2 performances which lads give me everything, and I've seen 8 and 9 performances where lads didn't give me nowhere near what our team's about.
And that's pretty scathing coming from you. It's the first time I've heard you say something like that.
It's the truth. Your eyes don't tell lies, and you know, the fans are hurt. I'm very on my backside, but me, Sean, Brian, as a management team, we've got to pick this group of players up. But what I will be saying is that we'll get back to what we're about next Saturday, and if you don't work hard enough in training, you won't be playing next Saturday. Don't care who you are, where you've come from, what your background is. I'm not accepting that ever again. No ever Darlington player will put in that performance for me as long as I manage this football club.